This is Ragnarok 1937. For those who don't know, in this mod, every single country in the world joins a single faction and declares war on you. You play as Germany and only have a single year to prepare. Land forts have been nerfed to make defending harder, and combat width has been tripled. If you look in the comment section of the mod page, you'll see that there are a lot of people having some trouble with this. The prevailing narrative is that you have to play this mod a certain way, that you have to rush right at the beginning of the game to take down a bunch of countries, and that sitting back and turtling is a guaranteed loss. We are going to be putting that theory to the test. The AI isn't the only one that can exploit the triple combat width after all. So can we. And to make things a little more interesting, we will also be buffing all our enemies to the maximum extent the game allows, giving them all these extra bonuses here. So we stand alone against the entire world, as Germany having to fight literally everyone in January 1937, years before they were ready historically. The Soviets and the Allies will not be divided in the same way they were in real life, and all our enemies have been buffed. So that's the setup. Can we survive? Let's find out. Of course, we're going to do brutal. Research. I need construction. We're going to go concentrated this game, though we will use our 100% bonus on this instead. And maintenance companies. Maintenance companies are going to be what wins us the game. Grab the fleet. Group it up here. Air Force, group it up here. National focus. Normally, getting more civilian factories in the research slot would be a good idea, but we're actually not going to do that until after the war starts, because we are going to turtle this game. We are going to retreat, create a defense line, and surrender a large chunk of our territory. If we get this now, all of those states, Moselland is here, Königsberg is up here. Yeah, we're going to give up all of these states. If we take the factories now, we're just going to be giving it to our enemies here. If we wait until after the war starts, then these states are actually going to change. We're going to get 6 factories in our reduced country. Same thing applies for these military factories here. So both of these focuses we're going to go after the war, so that we actually keep the factories. Instead, we're going to go Rhineland for the political power, and we're really going to fall back here because they're going to be quite strong with all the buffs. Our front line, we're doing NC strats here. That's going to be our line. We'll take Denmark and hold them off here, and we'll just defend this line. Next, we are going to get Fortification Engineer, 20% faster land fort construction. We'll finish most of what we have here. We're going to be low on steel though, so something like this cruiser takes 5 steel per dockyard. We're going to need all our steel for our production line, and that's too far away from being finished. Same with these battleships. We're not going to finish those. We're not going to be using tanks, and we're not building planes. There's no point building an air force if we can't use it. They're going to have so many planes, we're not going to get air superiority for quite some time. We're going to need lots of support equipment and lots of anti-air. We might even go up to 12 on AA. Artillery will be nice to have, but I'm not sure if we'll afford it. We'll go 2 on artillery, and the rest all on guns. Keep these tanks. Convert the rest to infantry. Rush up some new divisions. That should about do it. Let's train the fleet while we can. And we'll actually keep this Air Force. It's not going to see too much use. Might be able to use the tactical bombers and the CAS as like a single-use consumable. Train one more army. That should be enough. With our new political power, we are going to go free trade. Here, get the extra construction speed for our forts, plus all that extra stuff. Issue, of course, is that we're going to lose a lot of these resources. So the key now is going to be importing just enough to keep some production going, but to keep as many civilian factories for these forts as possible. So we don't really care about these ships. We don't need enough steel to produce them. How much steel are we missing? So we need 22 for the truck, 22, 26, 27. So 3 civilian factories. That should be alright. Trade with Sweden, why not? Minus 15%, that's fine. Minus 5. Yeah, and we're not gonna touch the rubber or tungsten. We'll just take the hit. As long as we're still producing these 3, we're good. Little Anschluss now. Need radio next. So, like this. Grab this actually. This might actually save us some civilian factories. It'll give us more steel. We don't have to trade for as much. And the next. No, let's just max now this one. Could potentially do this for some more army XP. Let's do that. We'll actually start refitting some ships now. Got this. Separate subs. Start with 3. Yeah, I'll put them in this port because this is going to be part of our defense line. We're going to have forts here and troops, and I might not have troops here. So if we refit here and the war starts, we get naval invaded and they take this port, and we're going to lose these subs. As we're refitting, so I'm going to use this as our home base for all our refits and stuff. Now here's another trick you can do as well. Like we've run out of steel at this point in our line, so even though these production lines don't use any steel, we still have minus 100% for lack of resources because we don't have steel. But if we do this, and we just send it up to the top of the queue, all of a sudden, it's producing again. Let's ready that with all 3 of these. We don't need their army, we need their equipment. Our next focus, I think, is just going to be construction engineering, just to build our land forts 20% quicker. We eventually want to get army innovations. We'll do that after we've got our forts built. What do we need the most? We need all 3 of these. We'll just spread them out evenly. And how much are we missing? 14, 16, 20, 21. And do another 2 civs. I should go down 1. Okay. Need to start building our division now. Maintenance companies. And we're going to create a duplicate every single time we make a change. So we'll start with that. It'll give us a lot of templates, but let's convert these. Political power. We'll grab him to get fascism support, because that will indirectly boost our stability. Just keep modifying our divisions. Yeah, big divisions are so much better in this mod than they are in the base game, because combat width is tripled, so we're going to be making huge divisions. And we want AA as well. Ideally, we want 2 of them. Oh, we don't have the XP yet. But yeah, we should get that just in time. Yep, yeah, we'll be in the green by the time war gets here. Yeah, I'm gonna tech juggle a radio. We'll grab silent workhorse for more political power. Should fit the next couple of subs. We have exactly the amount of steel we need. That's interesting. Okay, now we have 9 extra, so let's go down 1 on trade. It got us a free civilian factory. With the research speed. Yeah, got all our manpower. We're actually gonna train. Okay, so right now radio's at 43 days. We're gonna trade it out for some other tech. This would have construction speed. Now this one, switch to radio. Now it's 13 days. Just send the rest of these in. Now we can get this. Signal companies are amazing, especially early game. Reinforced rate is very helpful, but the thing that I like the most is the coordination bonus. Sure, we'll go this way. We're going to keep this active until November 1st. We're going to need radar techs, because after these forts, we're building anti-aircraft guns. And radar techs boost, where is it? Static anti-air hit chance factor. That's what we're after. So you know what? We're probably going to just keep this active. So originally planning on this before the war starts. We can switch doctrines to superior firepower. But I think land forts and anti-air are going to be more important. Here. And here as well. Because this tile right here. I'm split between 2 options. There's this guy here, because he's got commando, and with the commando trait, you can get camouflage expert, damage reduction against CAS. As a field marshal, I think that will be halved, because this is a general trait, not a field marshal trait, so it'll probably only be a 25% reduction against CAS if I make him a field marshal. The other option is this guy, for the inflexible strategist. I think we're going to go with him. I'm looking for generals that don't have a trait already. So I don't want to pick Rommel because he's already has a high command role. So grab him. Instead, I don't want this guy because he's got the leader experience gain minus 25%. This guy. Our tanks. Want to be this guy. And we'll use Guderian. I'm actually curious to see which one of these two is better. So let's actually check that. Tank division here. Let's look at the composition. Okay, so it's 66.6% armor, 33.3% motorized. The way this works is 10% of 66.6% versus 15% of 33%. So this would be 6.6, and this would be a 4.5, something like that. So yeah, Panzer Expert's better in this context. Sure, Italy can have some free tech, why not? It's not going to make any difference. We're going to bank up our political power, I think. Don't need it for anything right now, probably for high command later. Yeah, originally I wanted to grab army innovations now, because you get it just before the war starts, because it's roughly 70 days now from January 9th, but we're not quite finished with our construction. That 20% construction speed is quite good. So yeah, we'll keep this for now. I think I'll actually tech juggle the signal companies. Once these 2 numbers match, we'll switch. That's close enough. So switch out signal company for what do we need next? Probably this. Just this for signal companies. Only 1 day left now. Probably grab this. It's ahead of time, but with the anti-air bombing damage reduction, we're gonna get bombed a lot this game. So we should probably start working on this ahead of time. Fort line's almost complete. Do we have the support equipment and trucks for this? Not quite, but we should get there in time, right? How much are we producing per day? 16 per day. And what's the difference here? About 1,000. Yeah, it'll be close. Yeah, it'll be slightly under-equipped when the war starts. I don't think we're going to be laying any mines this game. So let's get rid of that. A few anti-submarine destroyers. Oh, we'll just add everything onto it. It's probably fine. This is one of those contexts where refitting is better than producing new stuff because we don't have the resources to produce new ships. Refitting is free resource-wise. Let's change this to this. Start with 3 at a time. It's time to move our troops to the line. We'll take 5 up here. And take Denmark right off the bat. Just a little bit more AA. Delete this. Gonna move a couple units around. Something like here. This tile here isn't defended by a river, while this one is. So probably better to have 5 units here and 4 here. And move this one here. It's probably better to have 6 units here instead of here, because this tile can get attacked from more directions. This tile can only get attacked by 2. Okay, that should be fine. We're gonna pause our refits for now and leave some dockyards open, because we're gonna need our fleet right as the war starts. Let's move the subs to here. Hotkey this. This guy's got our best positioning, so we'll use him. So grab this and this. Yeah, we'll grab this too. Bring them up here. Reason being is when the war starts, we don't want Sweden to be able to ship its troops across this strait. So we're going to preemptively block it. Let's also make it so that they don't split off in the middle of a battle to go repair. Let's put them on Do Not Engage as well. Let's assign tanks. And there are 2 more things that need to be done, but I'll wait until January 8th or January 9th to do it. Okay. In 22 hours, the world is going to declare war on us. So, first thing we want to do is click this and this. And now we're going to train a bunch more troops. We don't actually intend to deploy these. What we're trying to do with this is to bank up all our manpower, because we're going to lose a whole bunch of territory here, and we're going to lose access to a bunch of our manpower as a result. So we bank it all up in these units, and after we lose all our territories, we're going to delete all of these units, and it'll refund our manpower. We get to save some men that way. And the other thing we need to do is we are going to release Austria as a puppet, and that's why we banked up our manpower first, because if we released them as a puppet first, then we would have just lost a bunch of manpower outright. So here we stole a bunch of Austria's manpower, and now we're going to release them as a puppet. The reason why we're releasing them as a puppet at all is because the world isn't going to declare war on them. Yeah, yes, we're going to get slightly damaged here from the icy water, but that's fine. Here we go. This always bugs me, this strait. It looks like this is where your boats should be in order to block it, but it's actually down here. It's so weird. And that should be Denmark capitulated, right? Yeah. These tanks will be our anti-naval invasion force. We're not going to defend our ports, we're going to let them land. I don't want to waste convoys. They'll definitely convoy raid us in these sea zones here, if we let them. garrison. While we're waiting here, we might as well build up planning. I'm not going to use the this actual front line though. I hate the frontline AI in this game. I don't want it shuffling around my divisions. There we go. Can now get rid of this. And we saved all of our manpower as a result of that trick there. Change this name. I'm also going to duplicate this division. I'm not actually going to change it, but change the icon. Sure, it's for this one. So they're identical. The reason why I want to do this though, I want to change these. These guys are the ones that are going to see combat the most. So I'm going to do this and also set these guys are elite, so that these 5 units here are going to get all the best equipment first. And now it's the waiting game. We're going to be turtling here for quite some time. Now that we waited, all 3 of these states, they changed. So now I'll actually get these civilian factories. But maybe we go war economy first, or army innovations. We'll take the civs first. Now that we've got AA everywhere important, it's time to start civ breeding. Probably build civs until I got at least four lines of them. We're going to start working on improved worker conditions as well. Start getting this stability up. It's another advantage of having a puppet. By releasing Austria as a puppet at the beginning there, I'm getting another 4 civilian factories off of them. Finally attacking. What are they attacking with? I think I'm actually going to send up my planes here. Air detection is so low, so I don't think I'll actually get, punished for this too hard. Unless they send, more planes up here. I could also send out my fleet here for shore bombardment, but they've got Arctic water again. If I do, I'll have to repair again. But that's fine. It's minus 15. Yeah, I might as well take that. Yeah, they can't see any of my planes. Yeah, and this is the advantage of signal companies. All of these units are targeting these enemy divisions one at a time. If they didn't have them, they would all be getting damaged at the same rate. It's important to try and knock out as many of these divisions from the fight as possible. Yeah, another thing we want to add is this. Move the fleet to here, so that once this attack is over, I can refit these divisions with field hospitals. Could also start working on an agency now. Yeah, I'm actually gonna fall back here. They're not actually going to take Copenhagen because I've blocked the strait, but we're just falling back to equip these divisions with field hospitals, so they don't take as much damage. Next up will be Moreira, and we'll save up our political power. So as soon as we get war economy, we'll go up to total mode and women in the workforce. Still haven't attacked down here yet. Alright, it is time. Time to start killing some of these units. We're going to allow them to take Copenhagen. Block the strait again. Kill whatever they left here. Because the strait's blocked. Whatever's in here is encircled. But now, this is the interesting part. While you could repeat this over and over again, move the fleet up here, have more come in, block them, encircle and destroy them again, but you don't have to. Something interesting happens if we just leave this fleet here and don't take Copenhagen. back. We're just gonna sit right here. I'll actually do this. Make some planning and assign the divisions. Just that these guys get a planning bonus. But now watch what happens. And there they are. These divisions, they didn't cross the strait because the strait's blocked. They got here by getting shipped across the water. So these units, because they were just shipped across the water, don't have any org. All their org is gone because they were just transported across the sea. So this is how we're going to kill all these units. We're going to make the bot freak out because they have a front line here. So they're going to scramble to send all their divisions to Copenhagen across the sea, and as soon as they do, they won't have organization, and we'll kill them as soon as they appear. And we're going to do this over and over and over again. And because all these units have maintenance companies in them, we're going to steal all of their equipment, and that is how we are going to keep up economically with the rest of the world. No casualties to 40,000. I just wait for more units to fall into the trap. Now we'll get army innovations. We're gonna go to total mode right now. And women in the workforce. This is what all the AA is good for. Just shredding all their tasks. There we go. And finally get our first doctrines. Grab the next two. First year of the war over. It's a pretty decent kill to death ratio. 6k to 3.5 million. It's what, like 500 to 1, I think. Almost 600 to 1. Need to promote this guy to field marshal. And yeah, I want to have this guy Vader Ronbach to be an army offense genius. It gets an extra 5% division attack and more army XP gain. Crazy along that battle type. That should help out a lot. There's the power of the signal companies. Might... yeah, I need to get some reinforcements over here. I don't think I'm going to take this port back. I might just let them keep it. And hopefully they won't keep launching more naval invasions if we do it this way. 18 divisions, wow. I don't think we'll need them, but just in case. They just keep coming. This would be nice to have, but I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up with a huge stockpile later in the game of stolen equipment. So late game this wouldn't really make sense. Because yeah, if I like lose a tile or something, I think I'll want a Fortress Buster to take it back. I might need to move the tanks now. Really? Another naval invasion? They're cheating. The street is blocked. They can't just... Okay. I'm actually curious. If I fall back at this unit, will they actually take Copenhagen? We're gonna go back to doing it over here. Everybody else seems to be coming up here. Ooh, nice. Okay, flip all the building slots. We're going to start building radars now. Because radars, they give you information on divisions. So we might finally be able to see start building refineries. I think I'm actually gonna go heavy fighters this game, just for the extra range. Oh, that's really annoying. When they took this, they like canceled my radars. We're going to be using special forces this run. The problem is, I want a general that has the commando trait. So that, in the officer corps role, this right here. I want to get an officer with this trait here to have stronger special forces. The problem is, the only general that I have with the commando trait is here, and he already has a role. So I need to get a new general with the commando trait, and so I can level them up. So I'm going to be switching back and forth between this, bold attack, and whenever I have enough command power to recruit a new general, this trait right here. Because you get a new officers get a 50% chance to start with the commando trait. Now that I have full doctrine, I don't have to be as frugal with my army XP. We'll probably need to try a couple of times before we get a guy that we want. This guy got Invader, which is not quite what we wanted. Yeah, all it would give us is amphibious invasion speed, which we don't care about. So we'll wait for another 100 command power and try again. Oh nice, some of my radars are coming in. You can actually see these units. Here's a spotter. Now that there isn't very many units right here, I'm gonna make use of this fleet. Yeah, we'll just wait for them to build up like an army over here before we start encircling again. And we're just gonna leave these dockyards empty for now. I don't quite want to go off free trade yet. I want the construction boost. Make these refineries and some more radar first. It's just so annoying I keep severing this railway. I'm literally gonna make a bypass here. So I don't miss it. We're gonna level up before we get 100 command powers. So we're gonna switch back to this. Then we'll switch back once he's level 7. Okay, let's send this guy back through. Wow, that's a lot of ships. Probably too much for us to engage safely. This fleet is too strong for me to take on. You know, we have much worse planes, but their air detection is just so low that we're kind of getting away with it. We don't really need construction speed anymore, or research speed, so let's come off of free trade down to limited. And I won't actually be able to use their factories. Actually, it doesn't cost aluminum at all. Ready this. We're going to try for another general. Anton Schneider. Perfect. There he is. Well, we don't need this anymore. We'll just keep it back on this. Okay, fleet's repaired again. case I decide to retreat. That's not a very smart idea. Radar is so underrated in this game. Being able to see all these divisions is so convenient. I'm actually gonna switch these guys to this army here, so that this guy can start grinding trades. I think it's time to go back to our old strategy. We're going to retreat from here now. We could stay here and grind skilled staffer and urban assault specialist a little more, but I think my next priority is getting this guy to level 8 so that he can become this right here. So that'll be an extra 5% division attack once I replace this guy. This guy's only 10 and 15, and this guy would be 15 and 20. Then, the next person we'd probably grind is probably this guy. Get this guy up to level 9. I could let them ship across, but these units are strong enough. That last battle I didn't take any casualties. So it'll just be quicker if we just let them walk across. This might be a little bit crazy. I'm actually going to exercise this fleet. I'll have to repair it quite often, but I need the Navy XP so I can upgrade these Marines. I think that's a little bit ambitious, Austria. I'm here in no position to join this war. Just get crushed. Let's actually do it. Why not? Oh, nice.